Welcome to the HR Fix, the HR podcast for HR professionals who want to grow and be the best. I'm Judith, Fiddler, and I'll be your host. So come and join us on our journey as we change an entire industry. Come on, let's get started. We are talking today, the thing I want to be sharing with you is about a recruitment model theory. I don't want anyone to think that we're teaching how to do a recruitment model. We are not. That's not what this is about. It's about the theory of a recruitment model and how it can improve our HR by applying what we apply to recruitment to other areas of our processes and the things that we're doing for our employers. Let me explain what I mean. It's very, very hard to get a policy or a process or a system that we're adopting inside of HR correct. It's really, really hard to do that because there's so many things that can go wrong. But the biggest thing that can go wrong, and the biggest thing that I think HR are guilty of, is following the process. And many people do it. It's what we call processor HR, and it's people who feel comfortable. And I understand this. I'm not blaming anybody. It's the way that we've been taught. It's the way we've been trained. It's the way that we've been taught, even practically from our qualifications. But it's also the way that we've been taught from different managers. And I was spoken already on these podcasts about COVID HR, that everything's changed since COVID, and this is one of the changes. But it's still taking a long time to filter through. And people are still saying, no, this is the process. This is what we need to be doing. If it's not in the process, we can't do it. And I understand that that is a comfortable place to be. It's a safe place to be. It's not my fault. It was a process. I'm hiding behind the process. The process said, wait 5 days, do an investigation. Wait 10 days, do an outcome. I understand that that's where people want to be and they feel safe. But the point is that we have to blow that away. We have to understand how old-fashioned that is, and that actually every single HR issue that we ever have to deal with is independent, is unique, and it therefore deserves a bespoke answer and a bespoke solution. And that means we don't use templates. We have to craft responses. We have to strategize, and we have to prepare a strategy for each and individual issue that comes along, because there's no two issues that are ever going to be the same. And we just have to remember that. So the fact of us going, oh, we've got gross misconduct, we did that last month, let's go and find the letter and let's copy that and let's do that, cannot be done. But that means that we are left in a position where with our processes, we are following them to the letter and being fixed in our attitude and how we're dealing with these sorts of things. And I wanted to show you how the recruitment model is such a good way of explaining what we should be doing and how we should be doing it and what we should be swapping out with our fixed model and our fixed mindset. A recruitment model is really interesting because most HR professionals are really successful at recruiting, right? They have a remit, they have a job that they have to fulfill, and they go and they get CVs that might go to get help. Remember that one? We might go and get help from external agencies. We might have to pay for that help. We might not have to pay for that help. It might be an in-house resource, whatever it is. But we are looking and using as many resources as we can. We're being quite creative as how we can recruit for this role, of how we test whether or not the job spec and the remit that we've been given meets this, the skills that are on the CV or the person that's before us. And we've got many ways of testing that. So we could be doing a practical interview, we could be doing a theoretical interview, we could be doing testing, we could do psychometric testing, we could do any of different millions, and there's so many different ways now of testing different things. But we can put together our own process to do with sifting and first round, second round, and all these sorts of things, marking, scorings, all these sorts of elaborate things. And there's no two ways of recruiting in any two businesses that are going to be the same. I think long gone now are pretty much the days of coming into a boardroom and having 6 people in suits, maybe still in the legal profession, they do that. But, long gone really are those days. And it's much more of a practical aspect and practical thinking. We work closely with a hotel chain, and they have a conference centre, and they have to set up the conference centre every single way, the same way for every single client that walks in. So when you walk into a conference centre, if you're renting it by the hour, by the day, whatever it is, you walk in, you will have a pad, you will have a pen, you will have a glass, you will have a jug of water. It will be set up the same with the board will be there. There will be a projector that's ready. You will have the pens in the box. You will have all the things that you need. And the coffee station and the correct little signs that say this is what you need, this is what the internet password is, all of these things. And what they do to the potential candidates coming in for this role to set up these conference rooms is they say, right, you've got 2 rooms next door to each other. This one's been set up, this one hasn't been. You need to set that one up to match that one. And that's a way of practical interviewing. Can that person cope? Can they go backwards and forwards? How stressed are they about going backwards and forwards? How much do they remember? How conscientious are they? How efficient are they? What speed are they? It just speaks volume, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to be sitting there and asking them where they want to be in 5 years' time. You don't need to be asking irrelevant questions about why there's a couple of months missing from their skill set. All you need to know is, can they do this job or not? So we're finding as HR professionals really good, creative thinking outside the box, solutions to finding out the answer to that problem. Can they do it? I've got a job spec and I've got a CV. Can that person do that job? I know of a sales company who takes someone for a coffee and then they expect them to go and build rapport either with the person who's served them the coffee or someone at the next table. And they want to see how they deal with rejection, how they deal with knockbacks, how they start conversations, how they build rapport. And it's genius. You can't, by the way, just to say, get somebody into a sales role who is going to be, ask them to go and plan your 2024 calendar, or how they're going to analyze a system, or tell them that they've got the wrong reporting or whatever it is. Do not use this for free labor. That is not what I'm saying. Do not do that. That is really, really bad. And I know there's a lot of people who are going for interviews for jobs like that who are just walking out and saying, you're just abusing me. This is not a way to get free work. So do not do that. But what I'm saying is that HR people are coming out of the box and finding these really creative solutions to find out whether or not these people are good for these jobs. And my point is, why are we not doing the same? Why are we not applying those same skills to disciplinaries, and especially to capabilities or to redundancies? Why are we not going through our checklist? Why are we not seeing our business grounds and our end result? Why are we not matching those two things up? Why are we not making sure that employees get from one stage to the other with all of the understanding, all of the knowledge that they need, all of the opportunities to defend themselves, all of the investigations that helps them along that journey of going to one from the other, in the recruitment process, from the job spec to the CV, relating those, but actually where we're going with misconduct. This is a breach of misconduct. This is the evidence. These are the issues. This is why we're thinking that this equals this. Why is that not the case? Help me help you. What is going wrong here? What am I missing? Why should I not dismiss you? And when we invite the employee along that journey, it's a different process. This is what we're talking is new HR. This is what we're saying is bespoke HR. This is what is being a growth mindset versus having a fixed mindset. But we're already doing it when it comes to recruitment. We're already doing it, and we can prove how successful it is. So why are we not doing it to other things? Why are we not applying it? The skills are already there. We just need, I think, the permission to say, ditch the template, ditch the process, forget what you thought before, make sure that you're doing this in a way that makes sense to employees, making sure that they understand what you're doing, the journey that you're going on, because that is the way that we're removing risk, that is the way that we're adding value, but we're also removing the need for appeals, we're removing the need for tribunals, we're removing the cost aspect, we're making sure that our bosses appreciate us, that we're doing our job properly. And that is what the HR job is all about now. And I'm saying it's about this recruitment model. I'm giving permission for you to think differently, for us to learn how to be doing our jobs differently, but also to be following common sense. We know that so many processes just don't make common sense. We need to be creative inside of what we're doing, but most of all, we need it to make sense. We need it to be removing risk, adding value, and doing our jobs, understanding what they are in order that we can do them. I hope that makes sense. Happy HRing. Have a great day.